Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of a new thing today. We're gonna just because this card was so big, we're gonna go over a little bit of what happened. First, let's say thank you to our sponsor, Tampa Bless, home team do good, TampaBless.com. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's enough of that, though. We had some of the best fights I feel like I've seen in a long time here,
Mm.
but Kamaru Usman, Kobe Covington's where we're gonna start it. Did Kobe earn a lot of points in people's eyes? Does he fall off, being that's two losses to the champ? Does Kamaru gain more points? Tom, how do you see this?
I second what you just said. That was the most exciting main card that I've seen in a long time. And I'm talking about just a main. The main was, it was nasty. It was almost, I'm not going to say as good as it can get, but it was one of the best that I've seen in a long time. You had to be fired up because that leadoff fight was so insane. That could be fight of the year. The first round, and I commented on Twitter on this, it's might be one of the greatest first rounds I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, just to mention, not to cut you off, but it's rare that you say that about decisions, and these were almost all decisions, and we're talking
I know.
that this was one of the best I've seen in a long time, and it was super heavy decisions. So,
Yeah, they
how
put
do you
out
break
they put
down
out some.
Kobe and Kamara? Does it give us the
Yeah, I was gonna say they
breakdown
put
here?
out some. I saw some stat. It was like over 1,000 strikes landed. I forget the number, but it was 1,000 plus strikes landed there on the main card, which is bonkers. I mean, there was. Well, we'll get into it, but there was over 400 just between Billy Q and Shane Burgos.
Right.
You know, so that was insane. All right, but main card, how do I feel? I feel Kobe's stock is up. I think he just verified how good he is. That was a close fight. I saw a lot of people had that a draw. I also saw a lot of people had that 3-2 Kobe. I personally thought it was 3-2 Usman, even though I was rooting for Kobe. But respect to Usman, but he did get wobbled. Kobe came back. Kobe was on the verge of being finished. I like the ref did a good job allowing that to play out and Kobe to get a chance to save himself there. And Usman, kind of sprawled on him, and he was able to kind of be saved by the bell there. But he came back. Kobe's tough as nails, and then he's already calling out Jorge, which I've been wanting to see that fight. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm gonna double down on what Mark said. I really feel like Usman is one of the top welterweights ever. I think Kobe is right there as well.
Yeah. Scary. Bye, bye, bye. Both these guys. I think Kobe looked phenomenal. I had Kamaru 3-2 in the fight. I thought it was the right call. Round two, obviously Kobe went to the ground. Could have been finished, saved by the bell, clearly. But then we don't know exactly how bad Usman was wobbled, but he was wobbled and he got saved by the
Yeah.
bell. So that fight was incredible.
And I don't care what the stats or Joe Rogan says. I'm with DC and every other wrestler that watched that. That was a takedown.
I agree. That was a takedown. We saw it. If you're on all four in the middle of the ring, that's a takedown. Even though it's only a
Yeah.
second, he didn't keep him down, but it's still a takedown. Totally
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely.
One of the best fights we've seen in a long time. Just awesome. I mean, stock for me rises on both of these guys, but Kamaru's going down as potentially the greatest welterweight of all time. He keeps mentioning if I'll still be here. He's got some kind of retirement date set. He hasn't given it, but he's definitely hinted towards it. That's all I'm going to say. I want to see him
But
keep
I want
fighting.
to, yeah, and I want to say I misspoke on the preview last week episode. I said it was, he had fought twice this year, but actually Gilbert was in February. So he fought Gilbert, Jorge, and Kobe all in 2021. That is gangster. No one's doing that. No champ is defending three times in a year right now. Almost none of them are doing two. I mean, maybe Valentina, but who else is even doing two?
No, that's crazy. Props to him. He took it. He
Yeah,
did what he had to do, and what a fight. All right, then we get to
yeah.
the only fight that I kind of saw. It was a split decision, so we know it was close. I kind of saw it go the other way, but whatever. I could see it going the other way. So Rose versus Wei Li. How's the stock going these two? I think Wei Li's going to fall off a little bit with this one, even though she shouldn't. And Rose is going to rise a little bit. That was a big defense.
Yeah, I agree, and I second both that. I think Wei Li's stock is slightly down. It seemed like Rose kind of had the answer to her, especially on the ground. Like Rose turned when Wei Li had Rose's back during the fifth, and Rose turned into mount and then just controlled her for the rest of the round. I think the fifth round domination definitely, I think, could have kind of weighed the opinions overall, even though you're doing round by round, because the second round was the key. The rest, I think, were pretty clear, but where people went on the second round decided the fight. So, but I just think when you got to get the belt from the champ, it can't be like, if it's kind of like,
that's not how it is anymore, though.
I know, but I'm just saying that, that's, you got to think like that, though.
She did not definitively beat the champ, so she technically lost. Her wrestling, though, was 10 times better. Let's just throw that out there. She was getting takedowns. She was wrestling good. She normally never wrestles.
I agree.
So next time they fight, her skill set is improving. I think she circles back. I think she's that talented. And I think we see Carla Rose rematch. And Carlos got the first one. I'm pretty positive. That was for the original belt in the women's division. That'll be the rematch. So watch out for that one. Hopefully Rose turns and fights again. She's, like you said, once a year normally. Hopefully she circles quick and we get to see that. Carla's waiting.
Yeah, she alluded to that too, and she said she felt pretty good and almost alluded to turning around.
Good. I like to see that.
But
Rose's
we'll see.
Stock's definitely up.
Wei
Li's down a little bit.
The question is, in my mind, the best fight that I would like to see right now for Wei Li is Joanna Wei Li. Joanna Wei Li 2, I thought Joanna won that first one. I thought that was BS, the decision, even though that was one of the best fights ever. You have to admit that whole fight was just unbelievable.
It was really good.
I would like to see that. If not, then maybe Wei Li versus Marina. Marina might want to hold out, though, and try to see if Carla gets the title shot.
Marina called out Joanna, so just throwing that out.
Oh, Marina Joanna would be awesome.
Marina called her out. Joanna said no. So just throwing that out there.
That would be a great fight. I also think it would be cool to watch Wei Li versus Dern. I would like it.
All right, let's keep chugging along just because we're going to run through a bunch of these. We got Edgar, Vera. Vera just shows his chin is rubber. You cannot beat this guy with punches. You really got to try to submit him or grind him. Frankie tried the grind method. It was pretty close. In the end, it didn't work out for him. That head kick was nasty. I mean, does Frankie retire on this one? Does Vera move up the rankings pretty high? What do you think's happening here, Tom?
Well, first off, I'd pick Frankie in this fight by decision, and we lost a little side bet, so I got a T-shirt coming for you there, Marky. Good call. Although I had Frankie up 2-0, and I thought Cheeto did need that finish. The judges may not agree with that, but that's how I had it. I thought Frankie had a lot of ground control. He had taken him down, and he was controlling him for the majority of both those rounds. And I know Cheeto was irritated. That's why they had that little – Cheeto gave him the finger, flipped him off. They had some words at it because I know Cheeto was feeling like, man, I might be letting this slip through my hands here. And he didn't want to. He was calling out that he was going to finish Frankie, and he ended up doing that, even though I thought the ref jumped in too quickly. Yes, it was nasty, but, dude, okay, if he's going to take a couple punches more and you jump in, let him try to save himself. Dang. He's earned that. Anyhow, props to Cheeto. Do I think Frankie's going to retire? No, I don't. What do I think about Cheeto's rankings? I think they'll move up. I don't think he's going to move up like top 5. But he's getting better and better. And who would I like to see him fight?
He's got big wins in his resume, though, Cheeto now. I mean, Edgar.
I mean, he has 2.
Right? I mean, he
But Sugar Sean is a big win for the Sugar Sean fans. Sugar Sean is not ranked.
No, but everybody knows that Sugar Sean could fight up if he wanted to.
I know, but he hasn't, so it's hypothetical. And he lost to Cheeto.
Right. Hey, listen, I think Cheeto's skill set is getting way better. He obviously needs to work a little bit on takedown defense and stuff like that, but he doesn't get submitted down there. His ground game's solid. His stand-up game is good.
He's big, too. He looks huge. It's crazy that Frankie looks so small.
Yeah, no, Cheeto's big, bantamweight, crazy chin, great kicks. There's a lot to like about Cheeto. There is.
Yeah, and he's got like some grit to him too. Like
right.
he's hungry.
There's a lot to like. I think Cheeto stocks up. He was only printed as an auto in select, so we'll see. He's got a couple more fights to prove me wrong, but I think his stock's way up. I like Cheeto. I'm a Cheeto fan. Now the next fight was just crazy. Honestly, man, my guy Burgos delivers again. He's incredible. Quarantillo. Gas Tank was working the whole fight.
Stud.
These guys were just monsters out there. Great fight. What a fight to start. What do you say here?
Well, I'd say the whole place would have been on their feet if they hadn't just seen Gaethje versus Chandler, because these guys punt through more strikes. They just weren't. The ones just seemed a little bit more violent in the first fight. The Gaethje versus Chandler was such violent strikes. But these guys threw more. These guys were rocking each other. I mean, Billy Q's left leg was basically giving out. He almost pulled a what's that guy's name? Crute. Jimmy Crute. He almost had that. The same exact thing as Jimmy Crute. His leg started giving out. I thought he wasn't going to be able to continue, but Billy Q is such a warrior. He started like going to the ground and grabbing at Shane's ankles.
Dude, it was
and trying to pull
great
him
fight.
In.
Burgos is not chinny. For anyone who thought he was chinny, he must have eaten 100 shots. I hope he doesn't become chinny from all the shots he's taken. Both these guys stock way up for me. I told you guys already. I bet these guys are printed in Prism. And I'm going to be collecting. Burgos might be my first full rainbow that I go for. I'm a big fan. Like him. He's in the area.
And my only thing on Burgos is his coaches. Third round, he barely threw any leg kicks. All he had to do was kick Billy Q's left lead leg a couple times.
We don't know how bad his foot was hurting or how tired he was. So,
true.
My goodness, it was crazy.
He wasn't that tired because he was throwing bombs the whole time.
Stock up for both these guys. We'll see if Quarantillo can climb back up the rankings, though. He's got a long road ahead of him.
Quarantillo's striking is no joke.
No, he looked good. He looked
He's
very good.
Unorthodox.
Then we get to just maybe fight of the year already. Gaethje Chandler. My goodness, I said Chandler's going to have to finish this fight in the first round. He almost did again. And quite frankly, he really stood around for the second and third round too. It wasn't like he faded. I thought he was going to fade a little more. He didn't. Neither did Gaethje. And woof, fireworks. I mean,
that was insane.
The question is, whose stock rises more here? I mean, Justin gets the win. What do you think?
I mean, personally, I think Chandler's stock rises more just percentage-wise. But I think Justin's is way up. But I think Chandler's just wasn't as high as Justin's to start. So I think he, just gap-wise, I think he's rising more. Like, he just made a lot of fans. Like, he had to be, like, he almost won against Charles. He beat Dustin. But I think, though, a lot of people, he was still that Bellator guy trying to prove it. I think now he's being accepted as a UFC hardcore, legit contender.
Does Justin get the title shot now? Does he leapfrog everyone?
I think Justin should get it.
After Poirier?
I think he should get it over Islam.
Right. I do too, but...
Over Islam.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We're going to hit a few in the prelims here.
But I do want to say also that that on Twitter, Chandler called out, like, get in line. But at the same time, it was pretty cool because he called out Conor. He wants Conor's comeback fight. Conor responded. He said, heck of a fight to Chandler.
Conor.
And he said, Yep, there we go.
Got my first
That's
Conor
a
rookie
beast.
card.
That's sick. And Conor responded. And he said, great fight, Mike. And at some point, at some stage, I would love to. But you got to be thinking that Conor, has his eyes on hoping. I'm sure he's hoping Dustin beats Charles, and then he can just jump right in for a title shot as well as unfinished business. Right. But he also has the Nate trilogy.
All right, let's not backtrack too much here. Let's move it on.
Okay.
Alex Pereira versus Andres Michailidis. Did Pereira's debut show that he's a scary guy? Does it look like he's got what it takes to go at? The reason why the guy's so famous is he's the only one to ever knock out Israel. Just in case you guys don't know, I'm sure everybody knows that's where he's famous. Does he look like he got what it takes to do it again? My goodness. I think he does. What do you think? I
mean, he could never live up to the amount of ass kissing that Joe Rogan gave him. Gosh, Joe's turning into some kind of weird version of a gnome when I look at him. Gosh, man. But anyways,
so he's on testosterone for life. So
it's HGH, bro. But anyway, how do I feel? I think he's a great debut. I just think there's definitely holes in his game that anybody watching would notice. The takedowns, he's got to get a better takedown defense, and he'll be like a Chuck Liddell. It'd be nasty. Right. But if that guy was able to take him down, there's other guys that will take advantage of that takedown much more if he doesn't watch it. But he's with a great camp. He was rolling with Glover.
Yeah, no, listen, he looked good in his debut. I mean, he's the first UFC fight. He gets the KO, finishes in fashion. Yeah. I like him. Brutal, I can't wait to see him. It's not like he got beat up on the ground bad or anything like that. So just some takedown defense. But if you go up against Israel, you're not getting takedown. So get up there. That's all I can say. Yeah, because you're not getting taken down by Israel. It's whether you can strike with him, and he might just be able to. All right, we're going to hit Bobby Green, Al Iaquinta. I know a few people thought Al had a shot. Al did not look good in this fight. Bobby Green continuously looks amazing. Guy looks really good. I know he lost his last fight versus Rafael Aziz. He had another round. He wins that fight. He might finish Aziz. I don't know. But, man, his striking looks crisp. Great wrestling. He's got just all the pieces. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be future champ, but my goodness, he looks good. This guy's like an amazing gatekeeper. If you want to break into that top 10, you want to break in the UFC, this guy's the guy. You got to try to beat this guy. I don't want to even call him a gatekeeper because he's so good. It's almost disrespectful to him. But
yeah, it is.
But Bobby Green's one of my favorites. I like the guy. What'd you see happening?
I like
stock rising.
Yeah, I like Bobby. His stock's up for sure. He's exciting. He comes to fight. He called out Al when Al said he was going to kind of put on the show with Bobby. Bobby flipped the tables on him, and Al, I think it was like 2 years or something since Al's been in the game. He looked terrible, and he got pieced up. He got the 3-piece in the soda, and Bobby Green stock up, and I think Bobby Green.
He's not even ranked. Is the crazy part? He's not ranked.
Roy Jones hands at the waist style. It's crazy how quick he is.
He's awesome. I love him. We're going to skip a few of these other ones, even though Imavov had an awesome fight with Shabazian. We're going to talk about one more fight.
Oh, Imavov is definitely worth. If he gets a card, I don't think he has one yet. Am I correct? Or he has one? Imavov does not have a card yet, but when he does, in my mind, I can't picture that not being a buy because this dude is serious. He's a serious. I mean, he crucifixed Edmund.
I know. No.
Who is a serious fighter.
All right, quick yes or no. Ian Gary, future star?
Star, okay. Yes.
Was
future champ?
Was Chris Barnett's KO the best heavyweight KO you've seen, or what?
No, it didn't strike me as that, but
I mean, that was pretty impressive for this short dude to come in, do a wheel kick, spinning wheel kick, and just happen to get the perfect landing on Gian Vellante. It was incredible. Yeah. It was incredible. You just would not, like they always say. I know they preach about it. He's just so athletic. He doesn't look athletic at all. It's unbelievable. Plus, I mean, the guy's stock is super up. I don't think this guy's going champ or anything like that, but he gives Gian Vellante the mic for his retirement after his huge win and everything like that.
I love it.
Just a super classy team player. Guy dances coming out. He's happy.
Agreed.
Just shoot out. Barnett got a lot of points in a lot of people's books. That was a classy move right there. The only other guy I'm going to touch on right now,
for sure,
and we'll wrap this one up for you guys. Where's the love for Dustin Jacoby? I think the guy gets off of his couch, comes in for a legit fight, smokes the dude, and I still don't think he's getting any love. I think he's 5 for 5 in the UFC right now. He looks incredible. What's going on with this?
Guy should be getting a top 10 fight next. He doesn't belong on the prelims. I understand that he was a late fill-in, but he doesn't belong on the prelims. He's a main card guy. I mean, at the very least, headlining the actual prelims. He was on the early prelims for this one. So, yeah, I agree with you totally. His stock's up. It's just a question of if other people realize it.
Right. I mean, he's got a lot.
Like how many people even watch the early prelims in comparison to the main? You know?
He's got, I don't want to call it 5 wins in a row because he had that weird tie. I think it was a tie with him and Kutalaba. But 5 wins in wins in a tie, and he's been just beating pretty good guys. I mean, Allen was coming in as a knockout artist. He beat Darren Stewart, who's very good fighter. Kutalaba, he gets the tie. Was that an eye poke or something like that in that fight? I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, goes to war with Kutalaba, beats Grishin. I mean, beats Ledette and beats Kamosi. The guy has serious hands. He's tall and long for that division. It looks good. Jacoby moving right up the rankings. I mean, he could be a problem for most guys up there.
It looks like he's got good card too.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks real good. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. We'll catch you guys next time.